Pola 2029 Vision by Mount Inc. This site comes from Japan. They scored a 7.41 out of 10. And this is, let's take a look at the site. So I had to go through the overview first. So it's pola.com/we care more. So the first part of this, in my opinion, is like we need to figure out what this site does in the first 5 to 10 seconds. So like when this page loads, which I don't know why it's taking a while to load, that could be my Wi-Fi or we're having performance issues here. I think it's performance issues though, if I had to guess, because this is a long time. So immediately, super cool. I don't know if you can see on screen, but they're these like orbs are kind of like slowly moving, but I have no idea what Pola 2029 is from this image.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of an elephant. I don't know why. Maybe it's
Whoa.
Okay, are you scrolling?
No, I'm
right now?
scrolling right now.
Itself?
This is like wild.
Okay, another scroll hijacking. So as Ryan is scrolling, the blobs are sort of transitioning and moving, and they've animated. Oh, okay, now that's amazing. So the blobs have kind of morphed into caricatures.
This is like so trippy.
They look like they're holding. This is pure Japan, right? Like they have. Again, it's like the foundation. You know, like the foundations of language is based on Latin in Western Europe, or their foundation. Like so, design is often Renaissance. Is like the sort of foundation thing. So in Japan, it's obviously completely different. So that's why it's so unique and intriguing. But just like the block colors, color has always been the hardest thing for me. Choosing.
I mean, blue and yellow are natural complements, so they're actually like pretty spot on with their color scheme. My concern though, visually this is like a super cool site. It stands out a lot. Like I don't know that I've seen a site like this artistic in a while, but I still don't know what they do. So the first text we're seeing is, I want to help my wife's rough hands. From this idea, Pola's self-taught founder, Shibuya Shizuki, created his own hand creams. So now we figured out what it is. It's a hand cream product, which is in no way, from if you just took the visuals, could you get that. Now I get it a little bit, because the figures are hands are holding up these like blue balls. and I am now it's getting we're gonna have to link out to this website, because this is like,
do you know what it reminds me of?
This is one of the most difficult difficult websites I've ever had to describe in my life. But do you
remember that the Disney cartoon Dumbo, when he drinks alcohol and there's the pink elephants, and there's like the music where it's like he's basically tripping out. Although the colors are not the same, the vibe of when you're scrolling and these images are morphing into hands holding these globes and sort of like caring for the planet. I'm seeing the word sustainable here, so that's kind of makes sense. And so as Ryan's scrolling through the text, the header image for each block of text is morphing from the previous illustrations, which I mean that's sort of thing you'd see in the Flash days. I've never seen that in HTML. So that's really impressive. But again, it's like, it's beautiful to look at, but you'll see it once and you probably as a usability thing. But
they're really getting into
they're not selling you cream.
What's behind the company, and like that they care a lot about sustainability. And like after you basically have to go through what we're talking about. There are taglines, we care more. After you scroll probably, I don't know, halfway down the page, you get to, oh my gosh, like the art alone is like totally worth coming for. But so we just went through whatever, like the presentation. I have no idea how much the product is. I get that they care about like sustainability. I get that it's a Japanese-based family-run company. But other than that, after like a quick scroll, like it's kind of tough to tell why. Unless you just love Japanese hand creams, I don't know why else. I don't know what's keeping you to stay.
Do you know what? It's almost like an ad that but the playhead is the scroll bar, And you're basically, instead of you pressing play and just watching this morph into each other, you're just
it's kind of like everything. It's almost like an interactive like movie or like short film, because you're kind of like controlling it. To me, it feels like I'm clicking through almost like slides. Like I'm kind of scrolling down, vertically scrolling through slides. The coolest thing by far on this website, so like just to summarize it and we'll move on to the next one, is the art is amazing. Like the actual like transitions, the actual art itself, I think is brilliant. In terms of like serving the purpose of the website, I think it might, in my opinion, slightly miss the mark, because I don't know what to do next. I understand what Pola is now, but I don't know where to buy it. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know what to do after this. There's no call to action. So that's my biggest concern with this site. What about you?
Did you manage to reach the bottom?
It just kind of took me back to the top. So I went through the whole thing, and then it just takes you back to the beginning. So it's like a big loop.
So yeah, it seems like a storytelling arc, but yeah, I mean, really, you should always leave the user with a call to, like, you know, there's the term, a call to action. What they should do next? If the call to action is to close the website, all the effort that you've put into creating this kind of goes to waste, because, like, if someone just again wants to know how much their hand cream is, or wants to, you know, they'll just close and just go on to search and just say, okay, where can I buy it from? Rather than it kind of misses an opportunity to take a next step. But it's like, okay, this is where you can learn more about, I don't know, the conditions that this cream helps, for example. Like, what's the medical benefits? Visually wise, color is great. The text center aligned kind of is annoying.
Yeah.
But again, it's hard to fault the site.
I know. So like, I would have. Looking back at the scores here, I would have given it higher on creativity. I probably would have given it an 8 on creativity and like mid 6s on usability. And I will say I have a little bit more of like a benchmark here than if you've done it. If you've done like, I've probably done close to 50 or 100 of these, you kind of get the knack after seeing them. Design, I probably think it's probably around a 7 in comparison to other ones. The content I would also drop slightly lower. But the developer I would bump. I think that's, correct me if I'm wrong, Mustafa, some of that development is pretty tricky to implement the way that they did.
I have no idea how they've done
that. Says a lot.
I've been out of the sort of, I've been out of the front end, because I've been mostly doing the last, I'd say 3 years. Like, I used to do a lot of front end development just for the fun of it on the side. I haven't touched the thing is with web design, you stop writing code for 6 months and you're completely out of date, like, you know, completely behind on the latest things. When it comes to animating vector graphics, that's been the hardest thing to do in a very performance friendly way. But it obviously has come leaps and bounds since I've tried to do my crazy animated logos.